Two global superpowers, the U.S. and Japan, have joined hands to conduct a military drill in the South China Sea. The exercise includes joint combat training in the waters and airspace. Japanese Navy destroyers Murasame and Akebono have joined the Izumo and USS Reagan for this drill. The U.S. 7th Fleet said in a statement, "The U.S. Navy and JMSDF regularly fly, sail, and operate together with other allies and partners to promote security and stability throughout the region." Captain Pat Hannifin, the USS Ronald Reagan's commanding officer, said, "The time we are able to spend at sea training and operating with our partners in the Japan Self-Defense Forces is invaluable. Our alliance has never been stronger, and it's never been more important to this region than right now." In this video, Defense Updates analyzes how powerful is the U.S. and Japanese flotilla that's conducting exercises in the South China Sea. Let's get into the details. This video is sponsored by the free-to-play military vehicle combat game War Thunder. We talk a lot about military vehicles on this channel, but what about trying them out for yourself? In War Thunder, you can choose from more than 1,200 playable vehicles from the 1930s to the 1990s and go to battle on more than 80 theaters of war. You can fly aircraft, helicopters, drive tanks, and command ships of all types and sizes, which have been carefully recreated from their real-world counterparts. It's available as a free download on PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One with cross-platform support. So grab your friends and give it a try. All viewers of Defense Updates that register using the link in the description below will also get a free premium tank or aircraft and 3 days of premium account time as a bonus. China claims almost all the South China Sea and is trying to establish de facto control of the waters. It wants all ships and aircraft navigating in the area to identify itself to the Chinese Navy. China has reclaimed a lot of lands artificially. It's added 4 large military airfields in the South China Sea with extensive facilities for the operation of military aircraft. This includes advanced fighters, as well as patrol, electronic warfare, and advanced early warning aircraft. China has also been deploying military assets on the islands like YJ-12 anti-ship missile and HQ-9B surface-to-air missile. Vietnam, Philippines, Malaysia, Brunei, and Taiwan also have claims on these waters, but China has outmuscled them and set up military infrastructure in the many islands like the Spratly Islands. The South China Sea route is significant, as about $5 trillion in trade and almost 50% of the world's oil shipment passes through it each year. The waters are also thought to have 11 billion barrels of untapped oil and 190 trillion cubic feet of natural gas. Countries like the U.S., Japan, and India have no claims on the area and want freedom of navigation as per international maritime laws. Viewers may note that the U.S. conducts freedom of navigation regularly and has been urging others to conduct joint exercises with the U.S. We'll now look into each warship which participated in the exercise. The Murasame-class destroyer is a class of destroyers serving with the Japan Maritime Self-Defense Force, JMSDF. Murasame is the lead ship of the class, and Akebono is the 8th ship of this class. These vessels have a displacement of 6,200 tons, length of 151 meters, that's 495 feet, and can reach speeds of 30 knots, or 35 miles per hour, which is 56 kilometers per hour. The warships are equipped with the Aegis Weapon System, AWS. Multiple radars are present, which includes OPS-24 active electronically scanned array radar and OPS-28 surface search and target acquisition radar. The warships also have advanced electronic warfare suite. It has 16 cells, Mark 48 VLS, for Evolved Sea Sparrow SAM for air defense, and 16 cells, Mark 41 VLS VL ASROC for anti-submarine warfare. Up to 2 Mitsubishi SH-60JK helicopters can be accommodated. Izumo is the lead ship of Izumo class. Izumo class is officially a helicopter carrier class meant to carry rotary blade crafts of different types, though it's poised to carry F-35Bs in the future. Izumo class displaces 27,000 tons when fully loaded. It has a speed of 30 knots or 56 kilometers per hour. Izumo can carry up to 970 personnel, including crew and troops. The ship can carry up to 28 aircraft. These can include anti-submarine warfare (ASW) helicopters or search and rescue (SAR) helicopters. Japan currently has about 102 SH-60 Seahawks ASW helicopters of different variants and is expected to add another 80 new ASW helicopters. SH-60 Seahawks can carry 3 Mark 46 or Mark 54 torpedoes, 4 to 8 AGM-114 Hellfire missiles, different types of machine guns, and rapid airborne mine clearance system. USS Ronald Reagan is a Nimitz-class supercarrier. Nimitz-class aircraft carriers were designed to be improvements on previous U.S. aircraft carriers, in particular the Enterprise and Forrestal-class vessels. All 10 Nimitz-class aircraft carriers were constructed between 1968 and 2006 at Newport News Shipbuilding Company, Virginia, in the largest dry dock in the Western Hemisphere. USS Ronald Reagan is the 9th ship of her class and was commissioned on the 12th of July 2003. She's named in honor of Ronald W. Reagan, President of the United States from 1981 to 1989. Yokosuka, Japan is the home port of USS Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan is one of the largest vessels constructed. It has a displacement of 100,000 tons and an overall length of 332.8 meters or 1,092 feet. To give viewers a perspective, it's about 3 football fields long. USS Ronald Reagan is powered by 2 A4W nuclear reactors kept in separate compartments. These power 4 propeller shafts and can produce a maximum speed of over 30 knots or 56 kilometers per hour. As a result of the use of nuclear power, the warship is capable of operating continuously for over 20 years without refueling and is predicted to have a service life of over 50 years. Practically, it has unlimited range and endurance. Ronald Reagan, being Nimitz class, possesses a multitude of different radars, including electronically scanned array 3D radars. It has an elaborate defensive armament suite. Ronald Reagan is equipped with 16 to 24 RIM-7 Sea Sparrow or NATO Sea Sparrow missiles. RIM-7 Sea Sparrow is a U.S. shipborne, short-range, anti-aircraft and anti-missile weapon system, primarily intended for defense against anti-ship missiles. Its range is 19 kilometers. Close-in weapon (CIWS) duties are performed by Phalanx and RIM-116 rolling airframe missile. Phalanx CIWS has a 4,500 per minute rate of fire. RIM-116 rolling airframe missiles have a speed in excess of 2 Mach. For offense, Ronald Reagan carries a flight group of more than 60 aircraft, including F-18 jet fighters. These are twin-engine, supersonic, all-weather, carrier-capable, 4th-generation, multi-role fighter aircraft. They have a payload of 7,700 kilograms, that's 17,000 pounds, and can carry ground attack weapons as well as air-to-air missiles. The versatility of the aircraft can be gauged from the fact that on the first day of Operation Desert Storm, 2 F-18s, each carrying 4 2,000-pound bombs, shot down 2 Iraqi MiGs and then proceeded to deliver their bombs on target. Supporting aircraft like EA-18 Growler and E-2 Hawkeye are also available apart from helicopters. The flotilla of aircraft has enough firepower to mount a credible offensive against any Chinese misadventure. Viewers may note that last month Australia, France, the U.S., India, Japan, and the Philippines had held joint drills. The situation in the region has been tense, and recent developments have strained things further. Chinese provocations near Pagasa Island has resulted in an open warning from the Philippines. On April 4th, events took a new turn when President Duterte stated, "I'm trying to tell China Pagasa is ours, so let us be friends. But do not touch Pagasa Island and the rest, otherwise things would be different." He insisted that this is not a warning, this is just a word of advice to my friends because China is our friend. Mr. Duterte went on, "I will not plead or beg, but I'm just telling you to lay off Pagasa because I have soldiers there. If you touch it, that's another story. Then I will tell my soldiers, prepare for suicide missions." U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo pledged that the U.S. would protect the Philippines if any armed attack took place in the South China Sea. The corrosive behavior of China seems to be galvanizing the other nations in the region into an informal coalition aimed at resisting the Chinese activities. It remains to be seen how things pan out in coming days, but it's very likely that China will be facing increasing and more resolute opposition.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos like this. Hit the like button if you find the video interesting, and kindly provide your feedback in the comment section. This will help us improve.